The Daily Red, your lunchtime catch up on all things Liverpool FC, and your daily reminder that the Reds are top of the league. And a lovely weekend off. A lovely bit of rest for the lads over the weekend as teams took part in FA Cup games and PSG had to play a league game and we got to put our feet up. And while we had our feet up, Antony Gordon got himself suspended from the League Cup final. Newcastle playing Brighton. And Antony Gordon decided that the best thing he could do was to basically punch John Paul van Hecke in the head. That's what he decided was the best use of his time. Cost his team the game, out of the FA Cup going Newcastle, and he may well have cost him the League Cup as well, because despite the fact that he's not a great player by any stretch, he was one of the two players that would really concern you on that big old pitch at Wembley. Assuming he played on the left, if he played in that number 10 position like he did at Anfield, you wouldn't be at all concerned. Because he's nowhere near good enough to play in the middle of the pitch. But with his pace, which is his one attribute, out on the left against Trent, especially given we wouldn't have a backup right back available other than Jarrell Quansah, that was a concern. But now he's going to miss that game. He's going to get a 3-game suspension for violent conduct. He will miss their next league game. Then he will miss the cup final. And then he will miss the first league game back after the international break because he's just not a very bright lad. What are you doing that for in the 87th minute of a game? It's absolutely ridiculous. You were trying to cheat to win a penalty. And when that didn't work, you just lashed out. Comical stuff. About 2 minutes later, it was notable that Alexander Isak was taken off with what looked like a knock. Now, you'd never like to wish injury on a player, but if he was to miss, 2 or 3 weeks, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Joelinton is back, though. Looked really rusty. Obviously, he's been out for a while, but he'll be up to speed, you'd imagine, by that cup final. That's a bit of a concern because he's obviously not a tremendous player, but he's big, he's powerful, he puts himself about, he fouls relentlessly, and yet has that Brazilian thing of just getting away with it. So he's a bit of a concern. But no, Gordon is big. And we'll see what happens with Isak. He'll probably be fine to play, but is he going to be 100%? I don't think he is. He missed the game against us. Then he comes back at the weekend. You'd assume he's not 100%. He has to go off again. So, with a bit of luck, he's a bit limited in the cup final because he's now the danger. He's by far their best attacking player, but he's now the big danger to us up front. Even with Virgil and Ibu, he can cause us problems and has in the past. On This is Anfield, there's some stuff ahead of the cup final, but it's 2 weeks away, so we can wait on that. We don't need to talk about that yet. Darwin Núñez showed great reaction to criticism, but it's the bare minimum, which is him putting in the work rate. Virgil van Dijk says Liverpool have no time for errors or bad games starting at PSG, and he is correct. He is absolutely correct. Goalkeeper rule change confirmed after seemingly only punishing Simon Mignolet. Let's have a look at this. Goalkeepers will have a corner awarded against their... Oh, yeah. So if a goalkeeper holds the ball for more than 8 seconds, starting next season, a corner will be awarded against their team. Now, we've all been watching football a long time. The rule had been 5 seconds and then an indirect free kick. This article mentions that the only time we were ever punished for this was when Simon Mignolet held the ball for 22 seconds. 22 seconds is ridiculous. in a Europa League game against Bordeaux. But, like, keepers hold the ball for 15, 20 seconds all the time now. So it is good that they're going to crack down on this. I will say this, though. We had best hire a dynamite set-piece coach this summer and practice our corners, our attacking corners, relentlessly. Because we're going to get a lot of corners if this is enforced. A lot of corners. Like, we might get 20 a game against certain teams. Aston Villa might create records for the number of corners conceded. And I like the fact it's a corner and not the indirect free kick, because indirect free kicks are a bit crap. But a corner can be a bit lethal. Right. Georgie Mamardashvili transfer stance explained after labelled a shadow and mundane. Yeah, he's not in great form at the moment. It's the guy knows he's leaving. And everything to do with Valencia is just not good. I think it's pretty obvious that he's maybe already checked out a little bit because he knows his move is coming. Let's see. Amaro Nalo had a bit of bad luck in the under-21s game with a freak own goal. Arne Slot salary revealed. I saw this. The Dutch outlet, The Telegraph, says he is earning 6.6 million a year at Liverpool. Now, Jurgen was allegedly earning 13 or 14 million, so it's considerably less than Jurgen was on, which is understandable. Obviously, Jurgen didn't come in on that type of money, but he earned it. And you'd imagine, and the article suggests, possible that he will get a new contract at the end of the year. Probable, in fact. If he wins the league, they're definitely going to reward him. They rewarded Jurgen at the end of his sort of three-quarter season with a new deal after getting to 2 cup finals, even though he didn't win either of them. So you'd imagine if Arne wins the league title this year, well, when he wins the league title, we're going to win the league. When he wins the league title this year, and if he can win a Champions League on top of it, as well as an EFL Cup, obviously, you'd imagine he's walking in and they're just saying, look, you just fill in that contract yourself, chap, because we're not running the risk of you going anywhere. Antony Gordon out, yada, yada, yada. Isak, injury. Okay. Newcastle facing 5 injury concerns, but could appeal. Gordon read. If we analyse the incident and feel there's grounds for an appeal, we will do without hesitation, says Eddie Howe. He punched the fella in the head. You fire ahead and waste your time appealing that. Right, so Isak, Livramento, Kieran Trippier, he had to go off, though he's crap. You'd actually want him playing. Lewis Hall missed the game, and I think there's a possibility he's going to be out. And Sven Botman potentially going to miss the final as well. Mo Salah has moved into Liverpool's top 3 in astonishing new list. Astonishing, indeed. Let's have a look and see how astonishing it is. Mo Salah's place in history is undeniable, having broken countless records at Liverpool, and he has now moved in to the club's post-war top 3. So 350 goal involvements for Liverpool. Behind only Rush, who's on 429. and Billy Little on 360. You would imagine he might pass Billy Little this season. So, I mean, if he does a 2-year extension, he's going to pass Rush then for goal involvements, you'd guess. 2 years to get, what are we thinking he'll get this season? 14 or 15 more? Between the league, the FA, or the League Cup final and the Champions League? Let's say he ends the year on 365. He'd be 64 behind Ian Rush. That's definitely doable in 2 seasons for Mo. It might be doable in 1 season for Mo if he continues to go nuclear, but let's say 2 seasons. Well, he would fall short then of breaking the goal scoring record. To have the goal involvement record, which I think is a really good way to measure players, I mean, it would be remarkable given the games played. His goal and assist against Man City saw him overtake Roger Hunt, and Kenny Dalglish is 5th with 344. So you've got Rush on 429, Little on 360, Salah 350, Hunt 348, Dalglish 344, Gerrard 331. Then you've got John Barnes on 272, Robbie Fowler on 232, Ian St. John on 221, and Michael Owen on 199. There is one notable absentee, and that is Gordon Hodgson. His goals alone would put him 8th on that list, but obviously there just aren't reliable accounts for assist numbers pre-war. Salah is 6th on the list of post-war assist makers with 109. Dalglish is 172. Gerrard 145. Little 132. Ian Callaghan 130 and Alan Acorn 111.
Like the Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts and even Liverpool legends along the way, with the Great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at AnfieldIndexPro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.